days, yeah, I'm usually about a high 30s shooter. Definitely. Cool. I used to could. I used to be able to, shoot those even par, couple under par every once in a while, but not these days. I just don't golf enough.
Yeah.
Golf used to be my life, but it's still fun to get out there on nice days. The 6:45 a.m. thing, I can't do that, though. I had a buddy call me, I think it was last week. It's like, you want to go golfing on, it's either a Saturday or Sunday morning. And he wanted to go before 9 o'clock. I'm like, no, not a chance, man. Weekends are my only time to sleep in. I'm taking advantage of it. If you want to go at 10, 11 o'clock, you give me a call.
Well, usually I like to go out on Friday for happy hour and usually stay out till about 9, 10 o'clock because I don't like to get the wifey too upset coming home all drunk at 9, 10 o'clock. Sometimes I'm out till like 12, 1 o'clock, and then she's really upset. But I try not to do that. I don't want to ruffle her feathers. And tonight I'm just taking a night off. Still a little bit under the weather. Decided, you know what, I'm not going to do any happy hour, and the early tee time is appealing to me. And, like I said, you get the rest of the day to enjoy the whole day. I'll get in there at 6:45. I'll probably be done by 11 o'clock, and I'll have the whole day to kick back by the pool and relax.
Sounds good to me, man. I love those relaxing days.
Hey, anybody out there listening, if they want to call up the show, even if it's just to shoot the breeze, you're more than welcome to call up. Or if you want to talk stock, feel free to call us up and talk stock. Call-in number is 347-215-7181. Again, it's 347-215-7181. I had one stock that I wanted to talk about, wanted to bring up the chart and look at the activity because yesterday she really heated up, and I really like the share structure on this one. It's been brought to us by a couple of different guys on our board, and it's had 3 straight days of gains. Yesterday it broke through some key resistance levels. Let's take a look at what I'm looking at. Let's bring up my chart here on PROP. That's Propel Corp. PROP. And it's traded on the bulletin board. And yesterday, she closed up 84%, and that was on 846,000 shares in volume. It saw a low of day of 008 and a high of day of 2.5 cents before closing out at 1 3/4 penny, so 0.0175. But the key thing about yesterday's candle was she broke above this 100-day moving average, and notice she cleared through these other resistance points. The stock had some tough times getting above this 100-day here. You can see last month in June it had a couple of pops where it tried to get above that 100-day but couldn't hold above that. And now yesterday she broke above that 100-day and she held above it and also broke through these other resistance points and closed above those. So I really like the makeup on this chart. You see the 20-day here came through the 50-day, which is a golden cross, and this 20-day looks like it's taken a shot at the 100-day. So if this 20-day can keep going north and get through that 100-day, that'll be another positive sign. If we do see any pullbacks, I'd like to see it hold support over the 100-day, which is sitting at 0098. Other key things to look at on this chart is the RSI. Notice the RSI is trying to get into the power zone. Tried to get into the power zone these 2 times here before, but failed, but came down and held above the 50 overlay, which is a good sign. And right here, we're trying to get back up in the power zone. Currently, the RSI is sitting at 70.64. So anything between 70 and 90 is known as the power zone. You got the PPO that recently crossed over. These lines are starting to diverge. They're starting to split apart. And the blue bars on the histogram are starting to get bigger. So that's a very positive point. And notice the slow stow breached the 50 overlay. So we got a cross here on the slow stow, and it got through the 50 overlay. Next thing I want to see on this slow stow is to get through the 50 line and keep going north. So all these indicators on the chart here for PROP are looking rather bullish. Like I said, if we do see a pullback, I want to see it hold support above the 50 overlay. The next key resistance points are going to be 027 and right around the 200-day moving average, which is 0389, but this is saying 0365 because that looks like where the 200-day moving average is pointing towards. So these are going to be the next key resistance areas: 027, 0365. Want to see it hold support above the 100-day at 0098. Haas, do you have anything to add as far as PROP?
Yeah, I was actually doing some real quick due diligence while you were talking there. Great analysis of the chart. Let's just start at DD Amanda and take a look at the dollar volume and interest that this stock has been garnering over the last couple of weeks or so. We can see that the dollar volume was real low. You know, you got a couple of $1,000, $2,000 days as back as, 3-4 months ago. And then just within the last 2 weeks or so, we've been getting some higher dollar volumes and obviously some higher share prices to go with that. And yeah, I mean, we've had a couple of larger volume days, $40,000, $50,000, quieted down for 5-6 days there, and then it's been heating up a little more again just over the last few trading days. So definitely some eyes moving to this stock right now. Let's move over to over-the-counter QB. Propel Corporation, this is the business description here, PROP, pinksheets.com. Propel Corporation, through custom websites, provides e-commerce and fulfillment for image-based personalized products and services for schools, nonprofits, media companies, and other organizations in the United States. The company, through its proprietary online system, allows customers to create instant web stores. And they call these things Propel shops, featuring their logos, photos, or other artwork, as well as operate such stores, take orders, manufactures, and ships products to customers. Let's just go check out this website here so we can get an idea of what they're trying to say there. Basically, they have the foundation to set up your own store very quickly and very easily. If you have like a school logo or some other type of logo or anything like that, they have the foundation, they have the clothing, the stores, they have the online presence. They can create your website almost instantly. So how it works in a nutshell here on the website, use any logo, picture, or artwork that you think would look good on clothing and other merchandise. Upload the images to your shop that they basically create for you. Choose the items that you want to sell, and you are done. And we automatically create a web page for you with all the items you selected. You can embed that page in your website if you have one, or just use the standalone website address we provide. So it looks like pretty much anyone can create their own little web store through this process with their own special logos and designs. So a real cool idea for sure. Obviously, they're focusing on different types of markets, nonprofits, as well as other types of schools, things like that. So a very unique idea, and not sure exactly what sort of revenues they expect to bring in. I think it's pretty easy to set up these sites, and I think it's free for the most part. From one item to 1,000, no minimums, no setup charges. I'm assuming they take some sort of commission from each store or something like that, but I would have to dig a little more to find that out. The actual share structure, just going back over to Pink Sheets here, very nice share structure, which is why we see it moving so easily when the dollar volume actually starts hitting this stock. We got about 28 million shares in the outstanding share count as of May 8th, 2012. And if we roll over to the iHub here, I'm not going to go through the filings on this one right now. I will mention something from it briefly, though. We see that insiders of that 28 million OS, 11.6 million appears to be in the hands of insiders. So insiders holding just under 50% of the outstanding share count, always a good sign. What's in the best interest of shareholders is going to be in the best interest of the management, most likely in this case, when they hold so many of the outstanding common shares. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to add? I think we looked through the filings on this one a little while ago. And the only real potential negative that I saw was that they were, raising some money through Asher. We've talked about Asher a lot on the show. Sometimes Asher only loans money to these companies in very toxic ways, which can lead to detriment on the share price when that actual financing and convertibles start hitting the market. But I would have to dig a little deeper on exactly how much that was. It could have been a very small amount. But the share price has definitely been responding to the volume, and hopefully in the near future here, this company can get some nice news to propel that share price even more. But your chart analysis was great. It looks like it could keep going for a little while for sure. It's about what I got on it, man.
Awesome. I figured I'd just pull up our message board real quick and see who is talking about this thing and when they were talking about it. You can see I was the first one to talk about it here back on the 22nd of June. PROP going here. 0099's back up. And then we got Penny Stockmaster talking about it here. And there I am talking about it, Stock Sumo. We got B Rich and Greedy Smurf, Papa Greedy Smurf, talking about it yesterday. So as you can see, we've talked about it a little bit here on our board for the past month, and she's starting to get some legs. So something to keep an eye on. Definitely want to watch it. All right, let's move over to the old scanner, see if anything's popping out. PPHM. You've been talking about this one a bit lately, haven't you? Peregrine Pharmaceuticals. PPHM hitting the scanner. It's up 7% here pre-market.
Geez, I'm talking on mute. I was going to talk about this one this morning.
You were going to talk. I know you've been talking about this one. Where are you at, Haas? What do you got?
I've been talking about this for a few days now. Jesus. No, I was talking on mute. I'm like, why do you keep interrupting me? Jesus. No, I definitely want to bring this one up this morning. It looks like it's going to gap a little bit over $1 here. I'm not sure exactly why this one's running as of right now. If you pull up a 6-month chart on that baby, though, that's a huge freaking bull formation. Took a huge dip. There's a bunch of crap out there about short selling, yada yada. But for the most part, they've had positive clinical trial results with all of their drugs and their drugs in focus here. And I actually want to go take a look at the website because I want to show the pipeline on this. I always like to do that. Let's see here. Let's go in the iBox. Pop this baby open. All right, just going to the website here and looking at the overall pipeline. We got nothing near FDA approval quite yet, but obviously these stocks get lots of interest around times where they're reporting clinical trial results. We see that they have, non-small cell lung cancer, I believe. Anyways, they have various cancer-related clinical trials in progress. Most of them are in phase 2, as we can see up here, and these are the ones that are gaining the most interest right now. They also have a couple of phase 1 trials going on here, and some other ones entering phase 1 clinical trials. They have a few other drugs in the pipeline too, a couple of phase 2. So for the most part, phase 1, phase 2 clinical trials right now, quite a few of them. And obviously the key drug here, I don't know how to pronounce that exactly, but bavdetuximab. And, they'll be looking to report some results from these clinical trials later on in 2012. And that is not the reason why the stock's running right now, I don't think. But obviously these cancer stocks can get hot at basically any time. This is not the one I want to look at. Where are we at here? Let's go here. All right, just hiding this intro here. There is a conference call coming up related to clinical trial results. Related to financials, I'm sorry, that they put out on Monday. And that's when the run really started to heat up. Let's just go over this press release that they put out on Monday. Peregrine Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, a clinical stage biopharm company developing first-in-class monoclonal antibodies for the treatment and diagnosis of cancer and infectious diseases. today announced that it will report financial results for the fourth quarter and fiscal year 2012 on July 16th, 2012, so Monday, after market close, and will host a conference call and webcast at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Paragon's senior management will discuss financial results for the fourth quarter and will review its clinical development programs. So lots of people have been chatting on the boards about how, they're doing this conference call on Monday, and, why would you do a conference call on Monday unless you had something awesome to announce? So we'll see what that conference call actually holds for current shareholders. But as we see on the chart there, we'll take a look at that in a second. I'm going to make you look at this chart, Stock Sumo, because that's a huge bull formation. And they definitely need to get the share price back over $1. We know the NASDAQ rule, you got to stay over $1 for so many days. Otherwise, you get threatened delisting. That's another topic of chatter on the boards and stuff, that they need to get the share price back over $1 or whatever, but I don't really buy into any of that. The stock's going to do what it's going to do. But this stock definitely has some potential. I would say more like two-year potential once they get into the phase 3 clinical trials and get closer to that FDA date. In between now and then, I fully expect this thing to, pop and drop and pop and drop and pop and drop like all these bios do. Maybe on a steady uptrend if they keep that dilution to a minimum. But why don't we take a look at the chart?
This is a chart you want to write home about. I'll tell you what, folks. Look at this downtrend. Earlier this year, she fell off a cliff in March. Boom, started to plummet. You seen a big volume that day, big sell-off. Fell from like 94 cents to 60 cent range and continued to see its decline. Couple little bounces here and there. But then once she's found support here in the 30-40 cent range, had a nice run up to 55, consolidated. Boom, another little pop, consolidation. And then once it got above and held above this 50 line right here, the 50 moving average, you could see it gapped up above it one day and had a nice pop all the way up to 62 cents. That was from 43 cents the day prior. Just in like 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions, it hit 62 cents. And then another down slope. Once she broke through the support at the 20-day, had a tough time, and she slid back to find the support at 42 cents. And then, boom, got above these moving averages again here. And that's when she really started to make some moves. And it's just been on a straight uptrend since she broke through that 20-day and held above it as support. Notice the 20-day just crossed through the 100-day. Love seeing that. Love seeing those golden crosses. The stock got above the 200-day. That's huge. So now we're starting to see some continued uptrend. Looks like Donnie Darko saying, D-Troop saying it's a gap up this morning. PPHM is 104 pre-market. So that's some good stuff. Yesterday she closed at 94 cents, so it looks like we're up 10 cents pre-market. But you could see this was a huge support level back here. The 90-cent dollar range, it held there for quite some time earlier this year. I'd have to pull the chart back further to see what it did prior to that. But, we've seen a huge uptrend. It hasn't consolidated. It hasn't had much of a consolidation. There's a little consolidation here where we saw some sideways trading action. But you would think after such a big push yesterday, and we're starting to see a gap up here this morning, I'm going to be looking for some consolidation. Consolidation is always a good thing. It never hurts. So looking at the RSI, you can see it's cranked up way in the power zone. It's held in the power zone here for quite some time. Since end of June, beginning of July, it got up in that power zone, and it's held there for a couple weeks now. The PPO really starting to show some divergence. Notice it just hitched up toward even more north, and these lines are really starting to separate. So that's a good sign. You're not, when you see these lines starting to cross again, that's when you're going to be looking as a bearish sign. So when they cross and go to the upside, this is a bullish sign. You can see right here, the last time they crossed and went to the upside, the stock was around 39 cents right here, right? And if you would have followed this bearish sign right here, you would have sold it right around here. And from 39 cents, looks like this is about 55 cents. That would have been a very nice gain. So here's the bullish sign right here. If you would have bought on this cross, you'd be in there around 45 cents. That's below your sell price at 55, the last bearish sign. So we're going to be looking for the next cross on the PPO to confirm a bearish signal, and that's when I would be looking to take some profits. So great looking chart there. Good stuff. I want to bring up LQMT. Donnie Darko in the chat room is talking about LQMT. So let's just take a look at that real fast before we go to the pre-market scanner. We got 2 minutes left, so I want to hit this up for 1 minute, talk about the LQMT chart. And what I wanted to point out is we're at a key resistance level here. If she can break above the 20-day and 50-day moving averages, which they're both sitting at 30 cents, then this could see a nice little pop up to the 37.5 cent range, because she's done it twice before in the past couple months. Once she got above these moving averages, you see the pop. She fell below the moving averages. Boom, she got above them. You see another pop. So it needs to get above these moving averages if you want to see some upside there. So a break of 30 could send this thing on a nice uptrend real fast. Just, lock those profits, and you've seen 3 green days in a row. The good thing is it's holding support here off the 100-day moving average. So it's trading a tight channel. Want to see it break above these moving averages. Let's move over to the pre-market scanner real fast. Let's see what we got. PVTA, EAHC, GTHP. Look at that, a therapeutics company. Guided Therapeutics. Up 6% on 15,000 shares. Last traded, 73 cents. I'm always putting every therapeutics biopharma play on my radar because, man, you never know what these things are going to do, right, Haas?
They can definitely move. Gotta be careful, though. They like to dilute, too. That was the reason for the Peregrine drop. I was just looking through some of the filings and stuff. They put out a shell registration statement for $150 million back in early March. That was the reason for that huge drop. Are you still there, man?
Yeah, I'm still here. We got 1 minute till the bell.
All right. I can open up my level 2 here, too.
Just get ready. Here we go. All right, I'm going to find a stock that's going to, whatever stock we see today that has a nice momentum and a lot of volume, I'm just going to go out and predict a good day for Monday, because we see it every weekend. Going into the weekend, you see a stock with a ton of momentum on Friday, and that you see a gap up or a run on Monday. So let's see what has the most trades, a nice share price, and is moving in the right direction today. And let's just see what it does into Monday. We'll have to look for it towards the end of the show. Apple closed under $600 yesterday. So, Siffy, I know you're out there listening, bud. You owe me dinner. And you owe STT dinner, too, because I believe we both took you up on that bet. Gapped up this morning. It's at 604.31 here, 604.50. I'm going to look and see what the 605 calls are doing. Looks like they're around $2. They were as low as $1.10 this morning, up to $1.88 right now. The Apple 605 calls. Remember, these are the weekly calls. They're the most volatile today because why? They expire. You don't want to get caught holding these things into the close because they'll be worthless, folks. So Apple weekly calls. We're going to see some seesaw action today out of Apple, in my opinion. She gapped up this morning after closing below 600 yesterday. It was as low as 602.38 this morning. Hit a high of 604.50. Apple's at 603.89 right now. And those 605 calls are $1.73 by $1.90. So I'm going to be watching this thing. I think we're going to see several bounces. Could bounce a couple, 2-3 times. I sat here last Friday and watched Apple bounce between 600 and 605, and I ended up doing very well that day, needless to say. LQMT hitting the scanner this morning, and guess what? She's got a bid of 30 cents. So that means she broke that key resistance level of 30 cents. Donnie Darko was saying, hey, this thing could possibly see a 20% gain today. And you know what, Donnie? I don't disagree with you. I pointed out on the chart on LQMT that this thing has ran at 37.5 cents many times. And if she broke above those moving averages at 30 cents, she could do it again. So we broke above them. Let's see if she can continue to run. CTDT at the top of the scanner. Hoss, you nailed that one. That's for sure.
Oh, you're the one who got the block trades, man. That's a clear-cut sign that she's going to run. Clear-cut, brother. Trying to find some other runners here. Coho getting some action early on some news of further share reductions or finalization of share reductions. Keeping a close eye on AGIJ. They put out a merger announcement yesterday. I don't know if they're definitively done with it quite yet, but they're basically there. Coho, 0013 by 0014.
LBSR, Liberty Star, starting to move up the scanner. And that GTHP, saw it trading pre-market. It's currently 75.01 by 76 cents, up 7.5%.
PPHM trading near high day 106.8, trading at 106 up 13.4%, opened up at $1.
MYRY, Myriad Interactive, 139,000 shares traded, last at 8 cents. It's up 15%.
IMDS getting some nice action early on again this morning. 0019 by 002. Closed at 0019 yesterday. Opened up at that 0017, 0018 spread. Got about $3 million on the bid there at 0019. Level 2 looks pretty darn thin on the ask side up to that 0024 mark.
Yeah, 30 trades on the day so far on IMDS. Nice volume out of the gate, 4.9 million.
Oh, this thing's been crazy, man. It's been crazy. You got the traders, you got the Momo players, you got everybody. I'm just waiting to see which way it wants to break out. We got that key 200 DMA sitting at 003.
And
almost wanted to test it yesterday. Didn't get to it, though. What are you looking at? Sorry, man.
MYRY. That's Michael Yankee, Robert Yankee. It's 8.5 by 8.8 right now. 35% gain on the day.
You hearing anything there?
I haven't even looked at any of my emails or seen what promoters are out on what today. I've just been so consumed with the show.
All right. Well, I'm going to go check.
Yep, I got it. I got a couple alerts. Yep, it is on promotion.
Okay. I'm not going to go check then. It's promotion.
Figures.
I hate promotion, man. I understand it, but I don't know.
I like it if I'm in before.
Well, if you're in before, it's fine. You just got to learn to recognize the patterns to get in before. But as far as jumping on a play, after I get an alert from anyone, regardless of who it is, I just don't like it. I don't do it.
Well, especially if a stock gaps up. You know, it's like, why do you want to pay a premium on a stock? Never chase. There's there's always going to be another opportunity out there.
Yep, absolutely, man. Coho broke through those 0014s. We got 0014 by 0015 spread now. We got about 4 million sitting on the bid at 0014. Ask thinned out after that 0014 break. Looks like we got about just over 1 million shares on 0015. Let's go check out that news. I know we've talked about the share reductions that they got going on, but let's just see what sort of numbers we're looking at. Talking about hunting blinds. All right. Cooper Holding Corporation announced today that its board of directors has approved a comprehensive growth and value plan that includes sweeping initiatives designed to position Cooper Holding for accelerated growth and increased financial stability. CEO Daniel Cooper, we are excited to announce that effective immediately, Cooper Holding Corporation has reduced our authorized common share count by 3 billion shares. The reduction was voted on and passed during our last board meeting, and we wanted to wait until it was finalized before making an announcement of this magnitude. Just scrolling down here, let's see what they say about the recent share structure. The current capital structure now stands at 1 billion common shares authorized, which is down 75% from the original 4 billion authorized. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. The outstanding common share count remains unchanged at 744 million shares, essentially. We are still looking at additional cuts, but have been advised not to release additional details until complete. We will, however, provide complete details on the new capital structure in our next press release and on the corporate website. That's actually pretty darn good news there. I know a big thing with Cooper Holding Corporation has been dilution in the past and potential convertible shares, but reducing that authorized down to 1 billion shares limits that significantly. So definitely a positive press release there for Cooper Holdings. It's definitely getting some action this morning on that news. 0015 by 0016 now. Level 2 looks pretty thin. Not much there left on 0016. Looks like we have about 4 million on 0017. 20 million in volume, up 36.4% so far.
Apple did the classic gap up, dip, and she's starting to rip. Those 605 calls are back to $1.74 on the ask. $1.75's up. The high of day is $1.99. I was watching it. It was as low as $1.10, ran to a high of $1.99, dipped to like 130, 140 range, and now it's back up. So nice activity going on in Apple today.
MYRY 85 by 9 cents spread now. Just over 600,000 volume. Nice hit there on 9. Another nice hit on 9.
Yeah, it was up over 9 cents for a second there.
Oh yeah, it did touch 9.3. I'm sorry.
So it looks like she's running into some resistance up here.
Yeah, I don't like seeing VNDM on the ask, but we'll see if he moves here, if he gets hit.
Coho up to 0016 on the ask. IMDS 0018 by 002. Yeah, it's a Friday, you know, things are going to be a little bit slower than the rest of the week.
Yes, sir.
That P ROP that hit,
What's that one doing?
it hit a high of 022, a low of 2 cents. So they're showing 60,000 on the offer at 2 cents. The bid is only 0135, so that spread's pretty loose. They need to tighten that up.
You gotta be kidding me.
But at least they're not
told us
hitting
to
the
buy
bid,
that
and
piece of shit?
it's, you know, continuing to see higher highs and higher lows here.
Hey, what did Apple close at yesterday? Did it close over 600? I don't even remember.
No, Siffy owes me dinner. I said it earlier. It closed under
Nice.
600. Under.
Up to 603.57. Poor Siffy.
He's making enough money over there trading
Yeah.
Apple. He can afford to buy me a good dinner.
I saw you guys joking about the nicest restaurant in Hawaii yesterday. That's good shit right there.
Oh no, we're not joking. That's for real. That's straight up.
I know.
I'm going. I was looking at the menu last night and I was salivating.
Siffy, where do you want to go? What's the most expensive, best restaurant in Hawaii? That's Sumo's response.
And then he said you're having a Mai Tai too. He's like,
oh, those are so good.
He's like, you got to get one of those ones in the fishbowl.
Oh yeah. Fishbowl Muay Thais, no way.
Siffy's gonna treat me like a king when I'm in paradise. It's gonna be so much fun. Last night I was talking to my girl about it. I'm like, babe, we're going to Hawaii.
Muay Thais, baby, Muay Thais. Hey, last year, or actually 2 years ago, we didn't go last year. Speaking of Muay Thais, I go to a Jimmy Buffett concert. every year in Alpine Valley, Wisconsin in August, and I'm going again this year. We camp out for a couple of nights, party like there's no tomorrow. And 2 years ago, we met a awesome group. There was a business savvy guy. He had some cool businesses, private businesses with some whack technology. And we were talking about that, but he made the best Muay Thais ever. And we were just drinking Muay Thais the entire time. And I don't think I've had a Muay Thai since, but those things are delicious when they're made right. Absolutely delicious. I couldn't imagine a fishbowl Muay Thai, though. I'd be gone. Sounds good.
Your co-host running up to 0017 now. Good catch on the news.
Yeah, Coho definitely has a decent following, and that share structure is way better than I thought it was for whatever reason. So that one can move.
Do you ever watch Dog the Bounty Hunter?
I don't.
Sometimes I watch that show. I get a kick out of it, and just seeing some of these people on the island. And man, I'll tell you what, Hawaii's got some rough spots with all those freaking meth heads, man. And that's a really bad drug. That thing gets a hold of your life and just rips you upside down. And some of these people, watching that show, pretty sad. But it's pretty cool because I like how Dog and his wife are real caring to the people. Like last night, they got this one guy and they get him at the McDonald's like right when he's in the middle of eating, and like the guy led him around in circles and said he was going to turn himself in, and kept avoiding him, and then finally they found out where he was at and they went and got him, and they grabbed him, snatched him up right when he was eating his burger, and they take him in, and on the way to the jail they stop at McDonald's again and get him a burger.
Nice.
They try to make sure to have a positive impact on the guy so that when he does get out, he turns his life around and doesn't go back to doing those same things that got him in trouble in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of get a kick out of it.
Meth is not good stuff. The closest I've gotten to watching a television show on that, Breaking Bad. Starting up again for the final season this Sunday, by the way. If any of you guys out there watch that show, it's a pretty good show. Kind of keeping an eye on UCHC here. They put out some news this morning. Not much volume so far, but could start heating up, so I got it on the level 2 screen. And also, I'm going to check out this news here. UCHC Unicor Holdings Corporation, a Hong Kong-based holding company, introduced today the Prosperous Agriculture Company Limited, one of UCHC's subsidiaries, kicks off its intensive sales promotion campaign to help boost corn-based fertilizer sales in the Shanghai province. So, just got it on the level 2 here. Not much bid support on 0007s, but Trip 7 by Trip 8 right now. Last traded Trip 8, a couple smaller hits, 605,000 volume, so pretty low so far. I'm just keeping an eye on it.
Oreo is starting to move.
Oreo.
OREO. It's up 12% here. 16 by 16 and a half. 221,000 shares in volume.
Man, wasn't this thing at like $1 a little while ago?
Well, it was on that big promotion a while back.
Yeah, I think it was over $1. Wow. So predictable. Pop, big drop. Then they try to run it again.
MYRY got above 9 cents here. It's 9.6 by 9.8, up 46 and 15% there, 46.15%. Again, on a heavy promotion, so just keep that in mind. I do like that it's hitting higher highs, though. Man, Dom K getting crushed again. It was down yesterday. Gonna watch and see this one where it finds support. Down another almost 20% today. Last trade at 64 cents.
It's funny that you mentioned that. Me and Siffy brought that one up yesterday. probably diluting. Or they diluted a bunch on the big run that it had.
LQMT didn't get couldn't hold above that resistance at the 30-cent mark, so 29 cents right here. We'll see if it can get it back above that 30-cent mark. Needs to hold above that. BBDA, not a good sign here, losing support at 1.8. Needs to hold support at 1.8. This was a key support level, and if she doesn't hold support at 0.018, then things could get ugly. You've seen some big sells just come through, so obviously somebody's dumping.
Got SUTI getting a little bit of action this morning. I'd like to see a little bit more bid support, but we got a few hits on the ask. Bumping it from its 5.5 close yesterday to its 0.075 last hit, up 36.4%, 641,000 volume. Hearing some chatter on the boards on that one. Keep your eyes on that. Looks like MYRY might just get close to breaking this 10-cent mark here. Oh, we just had a market maker step below it. 981 by 9.99 cent spread right now. 860,000 volumes so far. 10 cents up on the ask now. 50.9%, 9.81 cent last trade.
I just pulled up a chart on BBDA, and this is why it's important that it has to hold this 0.018. It's the 20-day moving average, so
it didn't hold it.
Right, you can see.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's some big sells coming in. The volume climbed from 4 million shares to 44 million shares. So somebody is dumping a lot of stock here.
This is a 12.6 million share order that went through on the bid.
So it looks like 0.015 is trying to hold a support. If it doesn't hold 0.015 or 0.014, 0.012, it could head back to 0.001 because that's where the rest of the moving averages are here. You can see the 200-day and the 50-day are right down there. So this is a key level here. It has to hold in between around here. Otherwise, it could come down and test the 0.001 mark. And if it doesn't hold there, the next support is going to be the 100-day, and that's at 0.008. So this thing could do a big retrace here.
Yeah, sorry for I keep interrupting you. I keep thinking you're done talking, but looks like we got some bid support forming on that 0.015 mark. So nice call on that. We'll see if that can hold for the rest of the day. Here we got about 13 million, 14 million sitting there in 0.015 bid.
Well, D-Troop was asking in the chat room, so I wanted to bring it up for him.
Nice.
Yeah, it seems like that 0.015 bid is pretty thick. They slapped it with over 12 million.
That's nuts.
And it held strong, so we'll see if it could hold strong here. It needs to get back above that 0.018, though, that's for sure. That's the 20-day moving average. Hey, a little consolidation here after such a big run-up should be expected.
Always.
But let's see if it can hold. These, support levels are key.
Looks like your Oreo mention, it's up a penny and a half already from your mention, up to 17.5 cents, 268,000 volume, up 22.6%. MYRY, just BKRT left on that 10-cent ask. This promotion's actually looking good so far.
What's Van Dam doing?
He's gone. He is back at... he's back at 14.9 cents. So that's a good sign. But BKRT, another non-retail.
BBDA trying to bounce here, huh?
Hey man, that 0.015 is probably a pretty good bounce point. There's over 15 million shares that we can see there just through night and UBSS alone right now. And that's after a 12 million whack on it.
Yeah.
So definitely some people accumulating down at these lower levels again, that's for sure.
Ooh, Apple getting hammered here. Going down 601. Saw a low a day at 600, but was up to 604 there for a minute. Let's see, 601.73 bouncing back here.
SUTI got a nice little hit on that 0075 ask, which is now the bid. Got 72,500 shares on the bid at 0075. 200 and, well, about 200,000 left on 0089 ask now. So definitely a thin one here. 768,000 in volume. Yep, BBDA is creeping. That ask definitely looked thin. We got 1 million left on 0019 now.
Well, we saw it hold strong on the bid at 0015. Some could take that as a positive indicator when large sells go through and all of a sudden you see the bid increase.
Oh, definitely. Well, the thing you got to keep in mind with a company like this, with the numbers he was talking, you definitely know there's going to be some big players involved in, even accumulating shares on the open market. But we still do have over 2 billion outstanding shares, free trading shares out there on the market. So it's going to have some wild swings, especially after you see a massive run like that. As you mentioned, we're going to see some consolidation. Just got to keep an eye on those key support and resistance levels.
Apple, not sure if it wants to hold over 600 or not here. 680 right now, trades are going off at 680. That 605 call saw a low a day of 71 cents. Currently it's at 80 cents. Apple's at 601.20. So I'm thinking about buying a couple of contracts here, this 605 calls, just for the heck of it.
Mm-hmm. Got EPAZ getting quite a bit of volume. This is looking pretty good. Let's pull that one up. I was looking at it earlier. It wasn't really doing much, but up to 543,000 shares traded now. 1.8 cent by 2.2 cents spread, up 36%. Last traded 2 cents. I think I've heard some chatter on this one on the boards. I'm not sure if it's an upcoming promo or whatnot, so keep that in mind. Do some new DD, but getting a few hits.
CTDT trying to push to the next level. If it can break through the 20-day moving average on the daily chart here, which is at 36 cents, we could see some more upside. So CTDT, man, that thing's been a monster. Closed strong yesterday. Trying to push here. It's on kind of light volume in comparison to how much volume it's been trading. So bet you the flippers and whatnot are out. Seems like it's churning here at these higher levels that you saw the big sell-off, and they went through the name change. I saw the big blocks going through on the level 2. Saw the big run up from the 10-cent mark all the way up to where we are here, and notice she's been trying to trade sideways here, holding this tight channel. But if we could break above this 36-cent mark where the 20-day moving average is, things could get interesting.
SNDY getting a little bit of action, 0044 by 0045. They put out some press this morning. They began marketing the new Stereotap endoscopic instrument line. This one's had some massive runs in the past. Now it's 0045 by 0046 spread.
Yeah, it's
0046 getting hit.
It's starting to move up my scanner.
Yeah, there's a million share bid there on, well, now it's 0046 by 0047, 5.6 million in volume. Up 27% on the day.
Darn it, I wanted to get those 605 calls when they're at 92 cents. Now they're up to $1.08. Son of a gun. $1.15. Yeah, they pushed Apple down to 600. Now it's back over 602. Like I said, folks, seesaw action. I was expecting this. I was expecting it to go back and forth between 600 and 605. And sure enough, we're seeing that type of action today. You could play these 605 calls and just, trade them. Be in and out quick. Make your quick profits and run. Could have gotten in at, 90, 80, 90 cents just a minute ago. Sell it here. Boom, you're making a nice 15% gain. Then you're on to the next one. Those 15% gains stack up.
Wow, look at this guy talking about 15% compounded gains.
Sandy, SNDY, 005's up.
Yeah, this one's got quite the following and big money behind it in itself.
I'm going off on the whim. I said I wanted to find one towards the end of the show that we're going to look into watching into Monday, and that's the one, folks. SNDY. I like it. I like what I'm seeing here. This is all organic. We don't have promotions on this one. This is just natural flow of the stock. 005 by 0052. Looks like the listeners are starting to catch on.
What's the chart telling you on this one, man? Why don't we take a look at that before we head out for the weekend?
Let's do it.
Because this one has had some major runs.
Oh, yeah.
Couple pennies, couple times.
And we were there every step of the way. Well, look at that. It's came to a big consolidation here, and it looks like it's just coming off of a bottom, and we're going to be at these key resistance levels here. Now we're breaking above the 200-day moving average at 005. That's also the 20-day moving average. Big break here. The next resistance is going to be the 50-day at 006, and then the 100-day at 008. So breaking above this 005 is a big step for us. Notice the RSI is coming off of being oversold, and it's getting through the 50 overlay. Look at these other indicators setting up to get through the 50 overlay. RSI wants to get through the 50 overlay. So does the PPO. And the slow stow is the only indicator that's not close to the 50 overlay. But look, she's pointing north and she's crossing. A lot of good looking things on this chart. And this is the one that I want to watch into Monday. I'm willing to go off on a whim here and say we're going to be seeing some more gains here from Sandy as long as she can hold above 005. And folks, that's it. We're wrapping it up on that note. I like ending on a good note.
Everyone have a safe and fantastic Friday the 13th and weekend. We'll see you Monday.
How about a beer?
Whee!
Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. All views and topics talked about on Stock Traders Talk Radio is solely for entertainment purposes. We are not professional financial advisors and always recommend you seek the advice of a professional financial advisor. Never invest in any stock featured on our show unless you can afford to lose your entire investment. The information contained on our show is based on sources which we believe to be reliable, but is not guaranteed by us as being accurate, and might not be a complete statement or summary of the available data. Stock Traders Talk Radio advises that the investments in companies profiled are commonly considered to be high risk, and use of the information provided is at the investor's sole risk. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio.